August the 9th. We made it to Friday. It's Friday, right? Well, grab a coffee and let's get smarter together. What a drama last night at the Stade de France. I'm not talking about the ruptured Achilles tendon of a German heptathlon athlete even before the competition even started. You inject a tendon like that with cortisone instead of investigating the reason why the tendon is constantly inflamed and the tissue becomes brittle. I'm talking about the women's long jump and Malaika Mihambo. There are two things you should know about her that will become important. Malaika's source of strength is her ability to concentrate completely on the moment, to focus her mind. Her practice includes a lot of breath work, pranayama, and meditation. And approximately a month ago, around the time the German track and field championship took place, she tested positive for corona. On the day of the Olympic competition yesterday, she had access only to about 70% of her normal lung capacity, and her overall energy levels wouldn't have allowed her to complete more than 3 jumps at most. Before the 6th and final jump, after having completed 5 before that, she was on 2nd place with 6 meters and 98 centimeters. She needed 12 more centimeters to gold. She had jumped so far before and more even in this season, and she is known as the mistress of the last jump because she can so well concentrate. You could see her do her routine, breathing, meditating, concentrating, leaving the past behind, removing the future from her mind, being totally in the moment and becoming the tool needed to succeed in the task at hand. Then she picked up speed and never lifted off. A few minutes later, she was on the forget-me-not blue track, dissolved in tears, coughing and fighting for any breath. In the meantime, she has given her all clear. Great thing. But I bring this moment up because it illustrates a problem arising out of how our mind works that might cause us to fail achieving the main goals of all material things. Our main goals. That's not an Olympic gold medal, nor power or money. All material things seek both their lowest energy state and to be in equilibrium with their surroundings. Material things try to get there by shaping patterns that then become part of even bigger patterns until all material things in the universe are in their lowest energy state as well as in equilibrium with the whole of their surroundings in one big pattern. Or the whole thing makes boom in another big bang and the process starts from scratch. Then protons and neutrons found the key to join a nuclei. That was the cognitive glue that is the strong force. The patterns that nuclei represent grew until they couldn't grow anymore. At around 100 protons and neutrons each, the distance between the outermost particles becomes so big that the strong force, that is a contact force, stops working and the electromagnetic force kicks in that drives those outermost particles apart. The next bigger patterns that had to be combinations of what patterns already existed. They couldn't be the same as the original patterns because there was the limit reached. The solution were atoms that use the electromagnetic force to bind electrons to nuclei. Atoms formed molecules and molecules combined to cells. Cells combined with other cells. They more or less swallowed another cell. That's how our cells today got their mitochondria. But that turned out to be a dead end to creating decisively bigger patterns. The key to merge a plethora of cells into multicellular entities is bioelectricity. But the growth of these patterns was not limitless either. The megafauna and megaflora became so unwieldy, couldn't adapt to changes quick enough anymore, and went mostly extinct. It's on multicellular entities now to find the key to create even larger patterns made up of already existing patterns. The mind might play a key role in this. With it, we can select what other energy patterns might be the most promising to interact with to achieve our goals, our two main goals of our material things. We can make sure that our paths cross with that of the selected patterns, and we can direct energies with it. Otherwise, we would never be able to get up when the thought crosses our mind. But we do not experience the physical universe as it is. We experience it through a model that we generate ourselves from a sliver of the data that the cells merge to create our body collect. From it, we cut out a part that's the best tool to deal with whatever interaction is on deck with the pattern we just chose, which we call then ourself. An intense focus on the self distances us from the self-generation of the world so much from the fact that it is all a model, a tool, that we lose sight of the two specific goals of all material things gathered in us. So our two specific goals, and act like outside observers. Like we can't be bothered with the material things outside there because we are something completely different. The more we do it, the more the world we generate confirms us in the belief, until the generated world in our mind has nothing in common anymore with the reality of a physical universe. It goes so far that we can even disconnect our mind from our own body to become the tool the moment in our mind needs, not the moment in the physical universe. That's what we saw last night in the Stade de France with Malaika Mihambro, until the physical universe fired back. Because its laws are stronger than any mirage we can ever create. Because in the end, our mind is a product of the physical universe. Its goals are what count in the long run. That's why it is important to understand that we generate the world we experience and generate it as a tool to explore for ways to connect on the energy level with other patterns, to find a way to form a much bigger pattern than we are ourselves alone. A much bigger collective intelligence. Everything, society, politics, Harris go, economy, should work to that end. So explore, also known as think. Make a habit out of thinking. Let's turn thinking into the norm again so that we are not becoming an evolutionary dead end that can't fulfill the goals of all material things that we are. Like, comment, share, and follow, lest you miss a single opportunity to improve yourself and society. Once you do, we meet again at the coffee pot.